If you're like me, you've probably spent most of your life keeping your cash in a traditional bank account. I mean, they're relatively safe, reputable, and pay you some interest, so there's no reason to switch. Right? That's exactly how I used to think until I found the Fidelity Cash Management account. Today, I want to explain exactly why everybody seems to be leaving their bank for this account, whether or not you should too, and the exact system that I've built around it to benefit from its features without the downsides. So first things first, let's just talk about how this account actually works. And real quick before I do, just know that Fidelity does not pay any affiliate commissions on this account, so I don't make anything from it by linking it in the description. And honestly, that may be why this account
I'm telling you. It's crazy that, well, first of all, even though
Northern Tool and Equipment. Get serious.
What happens in Vegas stays. Not anymore. Play Quick Hit Slots. The free-to-play mobile slots game that everyone is playing from coast to coast. Quick Hit Slots gives you all the fun and excitement of authentic Vegas slots. So if you love daily bonuses with endless spins and prizes, Quick Hit Slots and you are a winning combination.
I'm telling you. It's crazy that, well, first of all, even though we have eternal beef, I will say I was shocked that Lil Baby's at 4. I was. Man, shit, congratulations. And even though, I don't like that fuck nigga, I will, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We got Drake. By the way, shout out to somebody who posted this just to show me. Holy shit. Drake only gets good as soon as he compares it literally to other rappers getting 100 million. Think about this, right? Think about this. Yo, boy would have to stream an entire year to pass Drake what he did with Lil. Future would have to stream an entire year. Lil Baby would have to stream an entire year. And Kanye would have to stream an entire year. And Kendrick. After that, you get down to really as a platinum music. Now, when you actually go back, YoungBoy is the number 2 most streamed artist. But check this, if Drake is going for $1 billion, don't you think YoungBoy should ask for about $1 million? Keep in mind, for his last round was, like, it's over 2 years old. So let's put this in perspective now. Let's put this in perspective. And we'll use that like that. They claim that everybody was music is slow. Here's the one. So Drake's going for $1 billion. I think YoungBoy should go for $1 million. Future is in such an amazing position. Remember, Future sold publishing for $7 million. Not too sure where he's at in his record deal right now. But imagine where we're gonna see his next big cash out. Or when you think Future would begin. Remember, Drake is also No, yeah, no, Drake has 18. 18, okay. Bad. 18, okay, we get it. So we'll kind of go down this list a little bit later, kind of break this down. I'm actually surprised Brent Fives was actually this high up. Moneybagg Yo, so I was a little surprised by it too. When I seen Young Thug here, I was like, man, yo, do you remember when we were talking about Young Thug and Future as if they were like, you know, 1A and 1B? Yo, Young Thug needs a jail sentence to the studio. Like, no hanging with Lil Baby in the clubs. Like, stop